What's up, nation, and thanks for stopping by my video on bodybuilding.com. Today we're going to talk about how to build 3D shoulders, which is a continuation of the 3D series where last time we targeted your chest. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it down in the info section below. Now, if you're looking to attain a full aesthetic upper body, you need to ensure that your shoulders are being challenged and targeted properly. Aside from the obvious strength benefits that stronger shoulders can bring to other exercises like your bench press, prominent shoulders give men that shoulder sleeve fill that makes any shirt you wear look like it was made just for you. Remember guys, your shoulders are made up of 3 muscles, the anterior, middle, and posterior deltoids. In order to train your shoulders for maximum growth, your workout should strategically include exercises that target all 3 of these muscles, both through a combination of multi-joint and single-joint movements. So if you're looking to get massive shoulder growth or you're in a plateau, this program is exactly what you need to switch your muscles back into growth mode. Now typically, you'll experience a plateau for 4 main reasons. Number 1, you're not changing your workouts. When you perform the same shoulder workout for over 6 to 8 weeks, your body adapts and, in turn, it does not need to exert the same effort to execute those movements. This results in diminishing growth over time. Typically, when you start a new program, you will observe maximum growth for about 6 weeks, after which it just starts to taper off. The best strategy is to make some changes in your workouts when you start to plateau. Number 2, your ego lifting. When you lift too heavy and utilize a lot of momentum to perform shoulder exercises such as presses or single joint raises, you are not maximizing muscle fiber activation because you're inviting other muscle groups into the motion. This will result in taking muscular stress off the targeted muscle, which in this case is supposed to be your shoulders. So, if your objective is muscle growth, you need to ensure that your form is spot on so that the right muscle fibers are involved in the motion. Number 3, you're not thinking about what you're doing, also known as mind-muscle connection. Your deltoids are not huge muscles, guys, and when compared to other muscle groups such as back, chest, and quads, the difference is pretty obvious. When training shoulders, it's critical that you're able to focus on your deltoids with multi-joint and isolation movements rather than just going through the motions. Your focus should be feeling the muscles activate from stretch to full contraction with every single repetition. Sometimes that means lowering the weight and really focusing on the muscles you're trying to target. And number 4, which is usually the case for most people, is you're just not eating enough calories to support muscle growth. You guys can't expect to grow more muscle if you're not feeding your muscles on a daily basis. For many of you, this may even be the primary reason why your growth has completely stopped. So if you're seeing little to no growth overall, try boosting your calories 500 to 1,000 a day and make sure that you're eating at least 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per pound of lean body weight. Now let's talk about how to get some breakthrough growth, guys. It may take only 36 to 48 hours for your shoulders to fully recover from a workout. So if you're waiting an entire week to train a lagging body part again, you're missing out on growth periods. So what I did for you guys was create a program that will help you maximize growth and bust out of a plateau by boosting the intensity of your training and targeting your shoulders twice a week over the course of your 7-day split for the next 6 weeks. Workout 1 is going to utilize heavier weights, and workout 2 is going to push your limits with more volume to ensure every last muscle fiber is exhausted by the end of the week. However, you still want to be careful with how you introduce this twice-a-week shoulder training program so that it doesn't affect other upper body muscle groups and vice versa. So for your next 6-week split, here's an example of what you guys should be doing. Day 1 will be shoulder workout 1 and abs. Day 2 will be legs. Day 3 will be chest and triceps. Day 4 will be a rest day. Day 5, shoulder workout 2 and abs. Day 6, back and biceps. And then day 7 is going to be a rest day. Now, if you're currently working with a different split other than the one mentioned above, you can still incorporate this twin workout strategy. Just make sure your shoulder workouts come first before other upper body splits or after a rest or leg day. All right, guys, now I'm going to demonstrate for you all the exercises in shoulder workout 1. The first exercise is going to be the standing military press, and you guys are going to be doing 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps, and you're only going to be resting 90 seconds in between your sets. To perform this exercise properly, what you guys are going to do is approach the barbell, get your hands about shoulder width or just outside of shoulder width apart, come underneath the bar to unrack it. Now I'm just stepping out like this to demonstrate for you guys. But make sure that when you do this exercise, you're not using momentum. Keep your head up slightly so you don't smash the bar into your chin. Press up over your head. Push through at the top. Keep your core nice and tight. Come back down with control. Back to the top of your chest. And then up again for reps. So just like this. Control the movement. We're not trying to do an overhead press where we're thrusting our hips to get the bar up. If you're doing that, the weight's going to be too heavy for you, and you're not going to benefit from the movement. So keep your wrist straight, core nice and tight, up, push, extend, back down. The second exercise is going to be the Arnold press, and again, we're doing 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps with only a 90-second rest period in between your sets. Now, when doing this exercise, guys, I want to make sure you're doing it the right way. You're going to start off with the dumbbells in front of your body like this, palms facing in. And then in one fluid motion, you're going to turn your arms out and extend over your head. And you're going to repeat that same motion in reverse to bring the dumbbells back down. So just like this. One fluid motion all the way up. One fluid motion all the way down. And repeat like this for reps. Now, I do like to switch up this exercise sometimes and do it a bit different, where I'll actually swing my arms all the way out like this, and then press up, and then come back down and swing them all the way in. It's a bit harder to do it that way because you're essentially taking the Arnold press and turning it into 2 motions. But if you get tired of doing it the same way all the time, it's a really nice way to switch up the movement. The next exercise is the seated dumbbell bent over raise. And again, we're doing 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps, but this time you're only resting 60 seconds in between your sets. Now, to perform this movement, I want you guys to sit on the edge of a bench. So get on the edge of a bench just like this and put your feet out in front of you. And the reason why you're going to put your feet out here like this is so that as you perform the movement, you don't have to worry about disrupting your range of motion when you get to the bottom of the exercise from bumping into your legs. So put those legs out in front of you just like this. You're going to try to bend over as much as you can to get your body parallel to the floor. Once in place, make sure your arms are straight. Squeeze the dumbbells, and then you're going to lift up to the side and then come back down, just like this. All the way up, all the way down. And make sure you're keeping only a slight bend in your elbows. We don't want to turn this into a different exercise and do this. We want to focus on the rear delts, so hold nice and tight, slight bend in elbows, keep your core tight, all the way up, all the way down for 6 to 8 repetitions. The fourth and final exercise in workout 1 is going to be a dumbbell lateral raise. And again, we're doing 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps, and we're only resting 60 seconds in between those sets. The way you're going to perform the movement is make sure you're standing with your core tight and your chest up. Keep your arms straight just like this, only a slight bend in your elbow, and then make sure you're lifting the dumbbells directly out to the sides of your body like this. And when you come down, only come down by your sides like this. I don't want you guys coming up and then coming in front of your body. As soon as you start to go in front of your body, you're taking a lot of the middle delt out of the exercise. And the whole goal of this movement is to target those middle delts. So, arms by your side, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down for 6 to 8 reps. For shoulder workout 1, the primary growth mechanism that we're placing more emphasis on here is mechanical tension, which is the overall load placed on the muscles. With each set, you're going to increase the weight, placing a greater load on your muscles to stimulate growth. In order to ensure that you can continue to train hard over the next 6 weeks, for workout 2, we're going to place more emphasis on the other 2 muscle building mechanisms, metabolic stress and muscle damage. So with that being said, let's get right into shoulder workout 2, and I'm going to demonstrate all the exercises for you guys again. Remember, workout 2 is a high volume routine which will also include 2 supersets to ensure we are breaking down every last bit of muscle fibers in your shoulders. The first exercise in shoulder workout 2 is going to be a dumbbell shoulder press, and you guys are doing 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and you're going to be resting 90 seconds in between your sets. To perform this movement properly, guys, make sure when you kick the dumbbells up, you start in the fully down position. So the dumbbells are pretty much touching your shoulders. Once in place, all the way up, full extension, bring the dumbbells pretty much together at the top of the movement, and then come back down all the way. I don't want to see you guys stopping halfway with this movement. Full range of motion, all the way down, all the way up. And make sure when you guys do this exercise too, you're turning your elbows forward a bit as you perform the movement. So pretty much keep your elbows in line with your hips. You don't want to be like this and putting a lot of strain in the shoulder joint. You want to be nice and smooth, elbows tucked slightly in like this, all the way up, all the way down for repetitions. I want to give you a few quick tips before we get started. First off, a lot of people like to do this exercise and hold the cable in front of their body like this and then bring it up and come back down with the arm in front. Now, if you bring your arm in front of your body, you're going to transfer a lot of the resistance, a lot of the load from your middle delts to your anterior deltoids, and you don't want that to happen. The whole goal of this exercise is to target the middle delts, and because there's not a lot of exercises that really specifically target that area, we want to make sure we don't waste any time. So all you have to do is get in front of the cable machine, and by slightly bending your knees, you can go straight up like this and keep your arm straight on the side of your body throughout the entire range of motion. Now, one thing that I like to do to get a bit more range of motion out of the exercise is I'll actually hold on like this and I'll lean and bring it all the way up and all the way down. Again, I'm still keeping my arms straight, my elbows locked out, and I'm really targeting those middle delts. And then as soon as you finish one side, obviously go to the other side to complete your repetitions. Next up is superset 1, and the first exercise in this superset is going to be incline barbell front raise. And you guys are going to be doing 4 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, and you're only resting 60 seconds in between your supersets. So that 60-second rest period doesn't start until you finish both exercises for 12 to 15 reps. So the first exercise, incline barbell front raise. And the way you're going to perform this movement is you're going to lay on a bench just like this, get about a shoulder width grip on the barbell, and then once in place, you're going to raise it over your head. But you're only going to raise the barbell by relying on using your muscles, not momentum. So, nice tight grip, raise the barbell, control, control on the way down. Raise the barbell with control, and then come back down just like this. And repeat for 12 to 15 repetitions. If the bar gets too heavy, and you guys start using momentum to throw the barbell in the air, you're going to have to lower the weight. Because what's going to happen is you're going to use momentum to throw the weight up, and then you're not going to be able to control the negative to really focus on muscle damage. One more thing, I was sitting kind of high on this bench, and it's just because it has this post right here. So for those of you guys who have benches that don't have this big post in the back, you can slide down for a bit more support during the exercise. The second exercise in superset 1 is going to be the dumbbell bent over raise. And again, guys, you're doing 12 to 15 repetitions. And to perform this movement properly, you're going to grab 2 dumbbells, stand with the feet about shoulder width apart, and then you want to bend over so your upper body is as parallel to the ground as it can be. So just like this. Once in place, let your arms hang down by your sides. Keep a slight bend in your elbow, core tight, and then you're going to lift your arms out as high as you can, and then come back down to the starting position and repeat for reps. And really focus on isolating your shoulders when you do this exercise. You really want to hit those rear delts. So if you guys are doing this movement with heavy dumbbells and you're using momentum to throw the dumbbells in the air, you're taking the rear delts pretty much out of the movement. You don't get that much engagement. So really focus on that mind-muscle connection, and as soon as you finish 12 to 15 repetitions, then it's time to rest 60 seconds and then start the superset all over again. Now, I want to make something very clear for you guys before you start doing this exercise. Don't just sit down and get right to work. The seat adjusts for a reason. Now, if you were to do this exercise with dumbbells, you'd be bent over like this, and your arms would be right here, and this is how you would perform the movement. So that means when you sit down, your arms should still be in the same position, like this. So if you sit down and your hands don't line up, you're going to have to adjust the seat. So once everything's all set up, get into position, grab the handles with your palms facing in, chest up, core tight, all the way back, get a nice tight squeeze in the back, come to the front, and repeat for reps. The second exercise in superset 2 is going to be an alternating dumbbell front raise. Really going to target that anterior deltoid. And the way you're going to perform this movement is you're going to do 12 to 15 repetitions, but it's going to be 12 to 15 repetitions per side. So stand with the feet about shoulder width apart, keep your core nice and tight, and then what you're going to do is you're going to alternate your arms, bringing them up just about chin to nose level, and then back down. As soon as you do one side, lift the other side, and that counts as one repetition. Now make sure you're only relying on your arms to do this exercise. You want to be in total control throughout the entire movement as you're lifting your arms. If you start bouncing with your legs like this and throwing your arms in the air, the dumbbells are too heavy and you're losing engagement in your shoulders. So lighten the load and really focus on that mind-muscle connection and tearing up those shoulders. As soon as you finish 12 to 15 repetitions here, you're going to rest for 60 seconds and then perform 3 more sets of this superset. That wraps up shoulder workout 2, and if you're new to training a muscle group twice a week, you should pace yourself for the first 2 weeks so that the soreness doesn't affect the rest of your training days. Let your body adapt to the new level of intensity and then go at it full throttle. If you've been doing the same old shoulder routine for a long period of time, guys, chances are that all this extra stimulation will definitely drive results. I'm really looking forward to seeing an army of boulder shoulders after 6 weeks of training with these routines. Be sure to post your questions below, hit that like and subscribe button, and as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.